What's up, guys? Dakota back with another video. Today going through another weekly trading review this week of 2022, August 15th through the 19th. This week got a B plus, 0.5, 0.59, which is a little bit, which is less than last week, because I made a lot of emotionally based trades this week. It's the main reason for that grading. Took 3 trades, or was holding on to 3 trades, closed 3 trades this week. That's more accurate. And took 2 winners, 1 loss. I had a 5.74R multiple in a 4.15% gain. Monday through Wednesday, I didn't really do anything. I was just making observations and mapping out my plan, managing positions that I was holding. So, in first trade, I took dollar Swiss, which was definitely more emotional based, but this, I really think there's an idea here that I can branch off of and actually add to my trading plan, right? And actually have it as a legitimate strategy and use it. It's definitely think there's a lot of potential with it. I definitely think there's an idea in here that could work. But let's go get into it. So it's a hedge trade, which of course I don't hedge, so you can tell it's already emotional. But it was based around a possible extended corrective phase. So I was a valid JCP setup. It wasn't my 3-leg, just corrective movement, very basic, vague JCP criteria. It retraced to the 61.8 fib level. I took this trade mainly out of fear of losing Euro USD. I wasn't really confident in that idea just because of how the corrective movement was. I like to see legs in the formation, and this was just, there weren't legs being structured. They were just really just teeter-tattering going up, right? It was just trickling up. Ooh. I took this trade mainly out of fear of losing Euro USD. Taking this trade also had the potential to reduce the possible loss on the idea. This aspect of the trade I'm interested in studying and adding to my trading plan by the end of next year. Seems to be a potential good idea. Might be best applicable to trades I've already added to. So the real idea that I'm willing to utilize this in are mainly if I have a prime setup, like where my big winners are, where I'm adding to positions. If I have one of those and I'm putting my full risk back on, I'm looking for, not really going out my way to search for a pair that's correlated or inversely correlated with a pair, just in some way correlated with a pair, and just taking the opposite position immediately. I'd like there to be a legitimate setup like there was in this case, but if I had added positions on, because in the scenario how the math works out, put it right here. I'm not gonna bore you with reading it, but it's gonna be on the screen so you can read it if you want, if you can see it. Jeez, never realized how small this was. Jeez, that's probably really small on your guys' screen. Well, no. When I actually go through the recordings, I can read it just fine. But then again, so let's just keep going. Okay. So I just mapped out both scenarios. In both scenarios, whether I took a win or took a loss on EU or dollar Swiss, if we just strictly say binary, right? If one's gonna win, the other one's gonna lose. If one's gonna lose, the other's gonna win. The game would be positive regardless, and I wouldn't be negative at all, right? But I didn't even end up taking the full loss here, because on Euro USD, I started to notice, hey, prices really heavily rejecting this area, and sellers are showing a very strong can in this certain situation. So like, okay, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut dollar Swiss. And at the time it was in profit. The fees are what really brought it down to negative. So it wasn't that much profit at the time that I was closing. Price was really making its trigger to go the opposite direction for dollar Swiss. How to execute this trade after realizing I could turn a potential full win or loss into a smaller loss, I decided to take the trade that I wasn't confident would succeed. I decided to take the trade even though I wasn't confident that it would succeed. All right. Thought EU could turn to a loser. Again, ideas really just based off of EU. Took trade after exhaustion around 61.85 level. EU kept respecting H1 level 1.0186. This gave me confidence that sellers were going to be strong and protecting their orders, which led me to close the position near break even, just below break even. How could I have done better on this trade? I could have closed or taken profits after price failed the FTA level 0.9501. This would have secured some profit out of a less profitable hedge trade, right? So really in this scenario, I have to consider, if I'm going to take this, am I going to be managing it like a legitimate trade that I'm taking, or am I going to be managing it like just in accordance with the other idea, the alternative idea, right? So if I manage it just like any other trade, valid entry signals here, right at a specific level, it's great, good. But here, price failed this level here, and that's a signal for me to close, right? But I wasn't too attentive here in doing that, so don't think I paid too much attention to it. I was just like, okay, I'm just saying, okay, if EU loses, I still have this one on the other side. It's not good at all. So definitely want to work on that idea because I think there's something there. There's definitely something there that I could add to my trading, but it's going to take a while to figure out a clear-cut way of doing it. So Euro USD, I've been holding this for a while actually. I took this trade because I recognized the first rejection, and just so you guys have a visual, let's go to this one. No, let's go to a wider one. This is it. Downtrend, looking to sell at this weekly level for that sell. Wow, these videos would be so much shorter if I just showed the screenshot and I just broke it down on the weekly. Why did I take this trade? I took the trade because I recognized the first rejection of the parity level was artificial on the 14th. This gave me the idea that the euro should be valued at less than $1. So I'm looking for euro dollar to be under that parity. And with that hypothesis, I then saw a weekly JCP setup, which was further confirmed with an inverse limit opportunity. So how can I say, the confluence of two systems, right? Both of them had valid confirmation of the situation. I went ahead with this as a inverse opportunity so I could go ahead and set the limit. The weekly level, that should be on do not disturb. The weekly level 1.034 also had confluence with the 38.2 fib level above weekly level 1.034. There was an untested level that I chose as my entry. With all this, price had been in a downtrend since May 2021, for about 15 months. I set the limit about a month in advance of the trade activating. How did I execute this trade? Instead of reading all this, we're just going to go ahead and look at the screenshot because it's really redundant. It's like trading is really just boring as far as the things that you do. It's exciting in figuring out the ideas, at least for me. And I ended up closing this trade early, right? And I will say, like, these trades are primarily based off the FTMO account. Sometimes, like, I'll have it mixed in my personal account trades, but these trades are FTMO account. So for this one, I was looking for the payout, and really, this, like, I was up in significant profit relative to what I earn from my job, right? So, and I was thinking of what I could do with the money, right? Instead of, I was combating with myself. Okay, this is what I can do with the money. This is what I can do with the, and this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be just hold this, but I kind of need the money right now in order to do this that I want to do, right? Which at the time, my major goal major goal right now is to earn more funding to put myself in a specific situation so that I can spend way more time on studying courses from certain people that I want to learn from. Right. So with that, I started to think about, okay, this could pay for bills, it could pay for food, my doctor appointments that are coming up, and traveling expenses. And just really, I like paying my bills in advance, so I like to have like, I like credit on my bills, honestly. So something that could put my mind at ease when it comes to these type of things is probably just pay out 3 months in advance, right? Just to ensure that I have that covered, and that's not really something that's on my mind, right, while I'm going through these trades, because I'm giving up a lot of profit. The same situation happened with dollar Swiss. It wasn't the exact same scenario. What was the exact reasoning for me closing that position? I was just scared to lose on dollar Swiss. And I actually linked it. Yeah, I was just scared to lose on dollar Swiss. Here we go. Yeah, really, really, really big. And this is the one that I was talking about, I believe, in last week's recording. But this was a absolute monster of a trade for me. Like, I had, the scale-in was so much, I was only risking 0.5% on this, but the profit on it was over 10%. I think around 11%, 11-12% within that range for this trade. So that was just a phenomenal trade that I just cut just because due to fear and not really having the confidence to stick out that trade. So that immediately reminded me of that position. It's essentially the same scenario. It's except for different reasons of closing. There was never a signal for me to exit at all, but just wanted to secure the profit, really. Just really focus on the money, which, again, like, I know I've said this before, but before, like, doing these type of intentional reviews, I would not have said that I even think about money when it comes to trading. I think about, hey, I'm thinking about, am I executing this trade properly, right? I'm saying exactly what I'm supposed to say, or exactly what I'm supposed to do in that situation. But the reality and the ideal is different. Okay? Now, my current solution of, like, that's my current bottleneck for me having the big winners that I'm actually looking for and I'm waiting for. So, and that's skewing my results, right? My results could be way better than they are right now if I didn't have that constraint. So, my solution to that constraint, having those 3 months taken care of, and making sure that those things aren't at the forefront of my mind. All right, so I believe that's the week. Pretty nice. Definitely some actionable things to be taken out of here. Got a trade idea that I can study. Also have some financial things to get in order, which I can pretty much knock out and make sure that's all my ducks in a row for this coming up month as well. So that's going to be enjoyable. Gonna like to see the shift in my mindset to see if that's effective or not, and see if we can just work those things out. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.